start over here.
Positive, it's just the A,
Mm-hmm.
L, instead form.
Yes, if you're going to give an affirmative to command, we just use the he, she form right down here. The he, she form of the indicative is what the mood is, indicative. Present tense, the present indicative. That's the he, she. If it's an AR verb, o, as, a, amos, on. That's present indicative. ER verbs, o, ace, a, amos, in. It's just the fancy name for it. So we're going to use the he, she, present indicative. Like, speak to the office about that. You would just say, habla con la oficina. Or, eat the hamburger, come la hamburguesa. Affirmative to, and this is again, two commands. Two commands. So using that he, she form kind of sets it apart versus saying, comes la hamburguesa, you are eating a hamburger, or the hamburger, versus eat the hamburger. Okay. But a negative command, we have to do what?
Put it in the yo form and opposite.
Put it in the yo form. We drop the o. And then add the opposite ending. So if it's an AR verb, you'll end in ES, and an ER-IR verb, okay, doesn't look right, AS. So this is called the subjunctive. It is present subjunctive. Present, I cannot get a new pen. Present subjunctive. Excuse me. So, by doing this, it creates a new mood called the present subjunctive. In Spanish 4 next year, we're going to spend the majority of the year looking at different ways in which we use this present subjunctive mood. Okay, so there are really and it's kind of very strange in Spanish that there are two moods that we deal with. In English, we don't have different moods in which we speak, but the Spanish we do. We have the present indicative and the present subjunctive. And again, subjunctive is just going through that whole steps of put it in the yo form of that present indicative, drop the o, and add the opposite endings. So if I had the verb hablar, we say hablo, drop the o. And since it's an AR verb, we say no hables. And this is when you're speaking directly to somebody in that to form, okay, the to command. The people, who do we address in the to command?
Talking to someone.
Talking to what kind of person? Because remember, there's a difference between to and usted. An informal, somebody that you want to show familiarity with, people your own age, people younger than you, somebody in your family, that you have a closer relationship with. Usted is reserved for people that you're just generally showing respect for, people you don't know, people older than you. I guess sometimes if you're more formal with an elderly grandparent, maybe you would do usted. Anybody you would stick sir or ma'am on to, yes ma'am, I will do that for you, whatever. Are you still comfortable with this from the last chapter, doing two commands? Okay. There were several irregulars. We're going to revisit those. Just remember that yo form is important because, verbs like tener, hacer, salir. Salir, what's that yo form? Salgo. Salgo. You drop the o, it's an IR verb, so you say no salgas, don't leave. No salgas. No tengas. What about hacer? Don't make, don't do. No hagas, because the hago, drop the o, it's an verb, so we say no hagas. That phrase, No hagas eso is kind of one of those little rejoinder phrases. No hagas eso. Don't do that. No hagas eso. Okay. Enough of that review. I just have 2 slides for you today. So, usted commands and nosotros commands. And ustedes. You know -2. You know how to make usted, ustedes, and nosotros commands. The biggest thing is understanding when. So we talked about the to form is when you talk to somebody you want to be familiar with or show familiarity. But if you're talking to a teacher or you're talking to somebody at the store, the cab driver, you don't know your cab driver, you're going to speak to them in the usted form. When do you speak in the ustedes form?
When there's multiple.
Yeah, when you're talking directly to a group of people. I would address you all as ustedes. Y'all go to the office. Right? Nosotros commands is more of you can't really say I command that we take notes. That doesn't really sound right. It's whenever you want to put let's in front of things. You say, let's take notes. Let's go to the store. So you're not so much commanding, but nosotros is using the word let's in front of it. So, with that said, usted and ustedes commands are formed by using the subjunctive, just like we did with -2 commands. So, if you're going to command somebody formally or in the y'all form, you have to put it in that yo form first, drop the o, and add those opposite endings. But you're not adding as or es this time. Any guesses what you would add for usted?
Almost.
Close. Usted. Think usted. Where is the usted box at? The a or the a. Right? So the usted endings, AR verbs take. Oh, that's supposed to be an arrow where those boxes are. AR verbs, you add the e. ER verbs, you add the a. Remember, 2 commands, we added as and es because that's where the 2 boxes. They're the 2 form box, right? The he, she. He, she is also with usted, so you add a or e. So what do you think you add for ustedes endings?
In
Ustedes endings, you add en or an. AR verbs add en, ER verbs add en. So all throughout your Spanish lives here, at the end of every hour, what do I say to you guys? I always tell you to have a good day. What is my phrase? Oh. What's the form of tener? Tango. Drop the o, and you add tango buen dia. Tango buen dia. I said that too. Most of you guys just like in and out. Adios. I always say tango buen dia. Have a good day because I'm telling you all to have a good day. So that is a ustedes command. Yo form of tener is tango. You drop the o and add the opposite ending. ER verb tener, tango buen dia. That makes sense? If you're going to say it back to me, if you spoke to me in the to form, then you would use that irregular to form, ten buen dia. But in the form of respect, you should say what to me? Tenga buen dia, because it's still an ER verb. We add the a. Tenga buen dia. Is anybody, have I lost anybody yet? I see it processing over there. You good? I see it's processing. So here's some examples down at the bottom. I just kind of screenshotted them out of here, but using some vocab words. The verb probar, to try or to taste. Probar. AR verb. But if you're telling somebody, maybe I'm a waiter or a waitress, and I'm bringing tea, and I'm speaking to my client. I don't know you. You're younger than me, but you're still my client. I'll say, try the tea. Pruebe el té. Probar, yo form is pruebo, because it's stem changer. Drop the O, opposite ending. Pruebe el té. Señor, pruebo el té. Señora. Or I'm serving you all. Oh, here's a snack. Eat the snack while you're waiting. Comer becomes coman. Añadir, IR verb. Añada. Añada más sal. Add more salt. Here's the lucky part. If you're going to make them negative commands, you just put a no in front of it. It's still a subjunctive. Long story short, all commands, except for affirmative 2, are in the subjunctive. Affirmative 2 is that he, she form in the indicative, this plain old Spanish 1 conjugation. Everything else is in the subjunctive. Okay, whether it's an affirmative 2 command or affirmative usted command or a negative usted command, it's just add salt, don't add salt. Añada más sal. No añada más sal. Don't add salt. Questions? Preguntas? All right. We're just going to talk about usted and ustedes commands. We're not going to be talking about nosotros just yet. Okay. Here's some irregulars. If you don't remember them, these are subjunctive irregular verbs. So if you were using negative 2 commands, don't give, don't be, don't go, don't know, or don't, again, don't be, 2 types of to be's. Whether you're talking to negatively, usted or ustedes, affirmative or negative, you're going to use these forms of the irregulars. Dar becomes de. De has to have an accent because without it, it's the word of or from. So de or den. Estar has an accent. It always seems to have an accent. It becomes este or estén. And the subjunctive estar is accent in the boot. Ir, vaya, or vayan. The 2 command of it was no vayas. Saber, to know a fact or how to do something. Sepa, with a P, or sepan. And ser and sean, it is ser, sea, or sean. So be nice. Sea simpática. No sea. Don't be mean. No sea antipática. Examples, vaya a la cocina. Go to the kitchen. Don't be sad. No estén tristes. All right, again, we did these with the negative 2 forms. They all just had S's at the end of them. They're using the he, she, or the ustedes. One last note you need to remember, cargars are verbs. So if it was an original cargars are verb, they have to do that spell change, but there's also one new one you need to learn. Cargars are grr. Cargars are grr. So, what's the song? No me busques, right? Buscar goes to busque. No busques, that's a 2 command, right? No busques. But if I was talking formally, no busque or busque. So C changed to QU. G to GU, pague. No paguen demasiado. Don't pay too much. Oh, and empezar. What's wrong with this one? I mean, it's correct. It's written there correctly, but it's a stem changer and cargars are. That's why we have, it's so important to remember the yo form. The yo form of cargars of empezar is empiezo. But you have to change it to the Z to a C. Empiece. I had that app purchased for you, the conjuverb app. I maybe we ought to just do that right now. Is everybody set their iPads so you can practice the subjunctive? Because if you don't spend time like revisiting them over and over and drilling yourself, just the 45 minutes or so that we have here, there's so many irregular things to learn about it. It will be hard to just come by them naturally in class. You know, I don't give a ton of homework, but if I were to encourage you and to do something, it would be use your conjugate verb app. So if you want to open that up. Oh, I forgot to mention the GER. Cargar's our GER. Recoger, to pick up. Recoja, because if the G did not turn to a J, it'd be recoga. We want to make sure we maintain the original sound. My AirPlay does not work right now, so I cannot project my iPad. But if you open up Conjugate on your apps, you're going to hit at the bottom flashcards. Okay? So at the bottom, you see the two rows, custom, recent, all top. Those are like what types of verbs you're going to learn. I would just put top. Make sure top is blue. And then under that, you would, let's see here. You want to make sure all is red at the bottom. Make sure all of them are red. Indicative, subjunctive, imperative, and others. And you want to turn on imperative. So make imperative green. Imperative is commands. And then, tú, usted, and ustedes. We want it turned on. Leave los otros off. So then, if you hit go, the first one that comes up on mine is you pay, don't pay.
Mine's the same.
Oh, wow. So then you can look at the very top and it gives me pagar, what verb I'm working with. So if it's a to command, because it's saying you, I want to say paga. But then the negative command is no pagues. Okay, don't pay. I think if it gives you an usted, it might give it to you. I'm not really sure. You might have to go back. It doesn't differentiate between usted commands and to commands. So you'll have to maybe practice both. It will tell you plural for ustedes. Okay. Do you want a few minutes to practice on your iPads? Okay. And then we'll do, we're going to do actividad 6 and 8. Probably not going to have time for matamoscas. On, let me think, Friday we will have a vocab quiz. So study that food vocab this week. Study your commands. That's all we're working on. Okay. Any questions?